is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Mick Shots.
Streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now, here are Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
Forgot it's Fight Song Friday. There was much talk about the Cowboys don't have a chance against these Philadelphia Eagles. You look at the injury report. It's time to get fired up for some football against Philly. It is a fabulous Fight Song Friday here on Mick Shots inside the SWBC podcast studio. Mickey's got his fighting shirt on, his Mizzou Tiger shirt. We don't have Everson Walls today.
No grambling.
He told us yesterday that he had another assignment today. He's at a luncheon, so he can't be on the show today. And I have not seen his pics yet. Have you seen his pics?
No.
He has not texted. Okay, someone needs to put out an alert to Everson at this luncheon as he's listening. I don't know if he's the keynote speaker at the luncheon or what.
He didn't say what it was for, did he?
I can't remember what he said, but we need his pics. All right, and it's a rainy day here in Frisco, so what normally we see on a Friday, a walkthrough Friday, are football players on a football field going through a walkthrough, but it's indoors today.
And probably indoors tomorrow, I would imagine.
I haven't looked at the weather forecast for tomorrow.
Right, I think it was supposed to be rainy, right?
Okay.
Although I thought I saw the sun peeking through.
Okay, well.
A good sign. There's
metaphorically
sun
speaking.
In Frisco.
All right, and it's a big game for the Cowboys if they're going to turn this thing around, and they've got to do it with Cooper Rush at quarterback, and he's, of course, 5-1 in his career, went 4-1 in one season. Now that lone loss was against Philadelphia. But never mind that. And then the other big question we're facing today is when the injury report comes out this afternoon, who is going to be questionable, who's going to be ruled out, and who has a chance to play on Sunday at 3:25.
You want me to give you a guess?
Yep, let's go for it.
What you want, chance or out?
I want both. Run down the list here of the guys that we already know some are out.
Yeah, Deron Bland's out.
Out.
Right.
Brandon Cooks has been on injured reserve.
So he's not even on this since he's still on IR, so he's not going to get back.
Even though he would have been eligible this week.
Right. Dak Prescott's out. Wanye Thomas out. Nick Vigil, boy, he's been putting up with this foot every week. He hasn't practiced yet. At best, he's questionable. Maybe they list him as doubtful. I think the one that's maybe somewhat questionable would be Zach Martin with the shoulder. He hadn't practiced yet this week. Normally it says shoulder/rest. It just says shoulder.
It says shoulder, and it's usually a D&P on a Wednesday, but a limited on a Thursday.
Right.
When he showed up D&P on Thursday, that makes you wonder.
Yeah.
All right, are they
And
deciding that?
Been playing.
By the way, whoever is playing guard for the Cowboys, right guard in this case with Zach Martin, you have your hands full. As you saw Will McClay's telestrator segment for the coaches show yesterday, that Jalen Carter is quite a handful.
Yeah. And you would have to somewhat double team him, right? TJ Bass would be the guy that would take over there. So I don't know if they're just trying to get Zach to Sunday and not let him do anything all week and then say, okay, go play. Somebody asked me about that. What if he doesn't practice? I said, I'll take Zach Martin out there not practicing one snap over whoever else they got to put out there, unless he's just so injured that he's absolutely not effective.
And this is at least a month now where Zach Martin has been battling one thing or another, whether it's the back that sometimes flares up on him, which was a month ago before the Detroit game, or in this case, it's now for several weeks, the shoulder.
Do you think people pay attention to that stuff?
No, they just, in general, people just say, "Oh, he's playing awful."
It's his worst season.
Yeah, it's
and
usually
they keep asking the question. They asked it to Schottenheimer. They asked it to McCarthy. Just watch or listen or read. But all they do is look at the results and, okay, he missed a block. Well, we never see him miss a block, so now this is his worst season.
And usually when whether it's Zach Martin or you name the player, if it's a perennial Pro Bowl player who is not playing up to the same level that he has set throughout his career, usually there's something going on.
Yeah. He's been on the injury report. I don't know how many, several weeks in a row now. He's probably doing the best he can out there.
So on Dak, are you anticipating that Dak gets placed on IR by Saturday?
There's no hurry to put him on IR.
The only reason would be if there was another
quarterback you wanted to
roster
bring in?
move that you wanted to make that
save somebody,
you need the roster spot, whatever.
Right, but whoever they bring in, they're going to be in.
It wouldn't be long.
Look at here.
The roster spot.
Nate in Frisco.
It must be radar. He just got zoomed in that we were one man short.
Nate in Frisco has shown up here. As soon as he hears that Everson is on assignment, here comes Nate running.
Yeah.
And
because he loves us so much.
Yes. Yes.
So, as I was going to say, whoever they would put on the roster is going to be inactive. So it really doesn't matter if Dak's inactive or the guy they bring in is inactive. They can just kind of prolong that until they decide what route they're going to take, or rehab, rest, or surgery.
You're talking about
Dak.
Can I comment?
Yes.
You have any history with that type of injury?
No, I don't. The thing is, fellas, that's not. You're wasting time.
It's not germane to the situation.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means. I mean, that's an old you thing. That's not a FAMU thing.
Well, at least it ain't French.
Yeah. Dak is hurt badly. Whether it's a partial, a full, he is hurt badly. And for him to be able to come back in a reasonable time to help this team, it's not going to happen. And maybe y'all was talking about something totally different, but that's just my take. That's not going to happen. So Cooper Rush is our guy. Mm-hmm. He gives us the best chance to win. Let's ride him. Let's see what he can do. We know what he can do, but situations was different. We had more continuity and a little bit better plan on our offensive line the last time he was ran out there. It's a little bit different this time. So. But Dak is not coming back in anytime soon.
I think from what I hear from the medical experts out there, it sounds like the best case scenario might be 6 weeks. And so that means that the next 6 weeks
we got to be 6-0.
That's right. Yeah, the team has to make it worthwhile for Dak to come back, even if it is 6 weeks from now.
6-0.
And it needs to be like Steve Berline. Okay.
If we run it off,
you want to take it back to 1991.
Yes.
Remember when Troy got hurt?
Yes.
And Steve Berline came in, and what did Steve Berline do?
He had a nice season.
5-game win streak. 5 straight into the playoffs, a playoff win over Chicago, and then Detroit happened.
You know, I love. Now this coming from Nate, and it may not sound right in what I'm about to say, but I like the idea that we're playing a lot of young guys. I love that idea, and it's too bad that we have not had success. But I said it a couple of weeks ago on you guys' show, and I'm saying it now. I'm loving playing these young guys. It don't look nice, but sometime in the near future, it'll get better. You know, even Coach McCarthy said it after a couple of games ago. It don't look nice right now, you know, but give it some time. It'll get better.
And that's one of the reasons why you keep grinding, because
Yes.
you want these young guys to get experience and to understand what goes on in the National Football League.
Yes, I mean, and I will say this, if you're a fan, you do have a right to believe and to want your team to win. I'm not going to ever tell you what you should expect as a fan. I don't pay that note that you pay for these tickets. So when all of that has to be taken into consideration, I just ask you take that into consideration. But the right to want to win and to want to have this Cowboy mystique, you keep doing that as a fan.
I often wonder, because I look at going to games or whatever as entertainment.
Yes.
I never looked at it as, well, I'm only buying that ticket because I think my team can win.
Yeah.
And I think
But most
people probably think that way.
Yeah, the majority of the people do. You start out as a little kid, as a fan. You get your certain players, and you may develop a certain love for a team depending on what the family members or the situation or the region that you're in. And but when the reality of it hits, and you have a lot of other options where you can put your money, that's why California does what it does. Certain states, they have to be going in every year trying to feed that monster every year, because when you have other options to put your money in there, you want to feel like when you walk into that stadium, you do have a chance to win. You got to, because it's too many other things out here in this world of entertainment that can take away that dollar. And so Mr. Jones has done a masterful job, him and his crew of people and family, of selling that mystique of the Dallas Cowboys. And they're going to continue to sell it. And now that our fans over the last 70 years have bought into it, they just breed more people like that.
Well, I just think that you continue to support. I got this shirt on today.
Yes.
They got no chance in hell of winning if their starting quarterback doesn't play on Saturday.
Who do y'all play?
Oklahoma. How about
Y'all
that?
got it. Yeah.
He hasn't watched Oklahoma this year.
No, you haven't watched the backup quarterback.
You
play.
haven't seen an offensive line until you've seen
Well,
Oklahoma's offensive
the
line.
All I
thing-
know is
the
they were in the ball game 2 weeks ago against Alabama. It was 6-0. Bama scored a touchdown right before half, 13-0. The backup quarterback had to come in, and the next 3 series were interception, interception,
You want to hear
interception,
about it?
touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
You want to hear about a backup quarterback situation? I'll take
But
you
you
back.
have starters playing backup.
But I'm trying to take you back
Oh.
to 2 years ago when OU played Texas and Dylan Gabriel got hurt the week before. They literally did not have a quarterback to play in the game, so they direct snapped to
No,
him.
they did not.
Yes, they
Not
did.
the whole game.
No, well, they did bring in a guy eventually, but the first series of the game, it was direct snaps, Wildcat offense. They got beat 49-0 that day.
the thing
Well, I'm bracing for it.
I understand about loyalty, and I look at the college game. It's just Nate. Look at the college game a little bit different than the pro game. You have allegiance to that school because you attended that school. Blood, sweat,
There's
and
an
tears.
investment in there.
There's investment in that school.
And sometimes it's your kids that
Yeah.
you've invested
Thank
as
you.
well, even more in that school.
But when you're talking about pro, I mean, all sports now are pro, high school, whatever. But when you're talking about when you wake up in the morning and you got $260 and you got, it ain't no Missouri, it ain't no Oklahoma. My kids ain't there. You got a choice to say Mavericks, Rangers, Cowboys.
Stars.
So, stars. So you got a choice there where you want to spend your professional dollars or who you want to be aligned to. Now, me as a Cowboy fan, I grew up a Cowboy fan on my license. I was 10, 11 years old. So I choose the Cowboys. And so that's where my wife goes to all Cowboys games. That's the only ticket I'm paying for in that house. But what I expect from the Cowboys may be different than what Mick expects and what Bill expects. I expect this team to be competitive and stay competitive on a high level. But I do know from playing and seeing how you build a team that you're going to have some bad years. Not no mediocre years. You're going to have some bad years. What you got to do is try to find a way to curve that, to not let this be a 4 and a 5 year project. You have to get this thing at 2.5. And I'll give you a perfect example. I think what Detroit did. It wasn't no 1 year turnaround like some guys are already set up with the right athletes. I think Washington was already set in place. All they needed was a quarterback. So Rams, after that Super Bowl, they was already in place. They needed a quarterback. Okay, so you have that success. But when your team gets a little older, like our team has gotten older, and you don't have enough young guys at higher picks and bringing in the right flavor at the time, you're going to have these years like this. But you got to go out and you got to show the people that you're going to be competitive and you're going to try to play the right type of ball.
Well, this team isn't old, Nate.
I know I'm saying your key stud players, I'm talking about offensive line-wise, they're not there for one reason or another.
Okay.
Through experience, through at one point, our right guard could literally hold his team together. You know, what little defense we've had, it was through DeMarcus, and he could literally, will these guys to play. You don't have that, and you're right, we don't have an old team per se, but the guys that we're dependent on are older gentlemen.
Well, and they're hurt.
Yeah.
They're not there. This is not the team you thought they were going to start the season with.
Yes.
But my point is, you don't give up at 3 and 5.
No,
I don't care what
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
No, you don't. And that's why I say if you're very, very competitive, and you're really in every game, then I'm telling fans the same thing you're saying. Don't give up. If there's any hope, get out there with your cheers, whatever you do, whatever you do, whether you drink the game away or cheer the game away or eat the game away, do what you do.
All right. Interesting little developing story here that I'm just following on X, and it has to do Nick Sirianni's press conference talking about Jalen Hurts and an injury that Jalen Hurts may be dealing with that's not on the injury report right now. The details on that coming up on Mix Shots in a moment.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
Miller Lite is brewed with great taste and only great taste.
The Miller Brewing Company would like to issue a correction. Miller Lite is brewed to be less filling. What are you doing here?
Miller Lite tastes great.
Look, I'm just reading the script. It says less filling.
That's not what my script says.
Well, mine says...
We'd like to apologize for the previous announcers. Miller Lite is in fact less filling and tastes great. Time to shine, legal guy.
Celebrate responsibly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Beer. 96 calories and 3.2 grams carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
to Mick Shots.
Head to AT&T Stadium to experience Rally Day, presented by SeatGeek on Saturday, November 9th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get ready to cheer on your Dallas Cowboys with tours of AT&T Stadium, autographs from the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, ticket giveaways, games, and more. Visit attstadium.com/rallydays to get your tickets now.
All right, we continue on Mick Shots, and Nate Newton is in for the vacationing Everson Walls, who is on assignment today, not vacation.
Just being careful, you know. Make sure we do the injury report right.
That's right. So we'll have, in just a moment, Nick Sirianni from his press conference today, but something interesting has just been revealed about the Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Mickey, you have the Eagles practice report in front of you. What does it say on that practice report in regards to Jalen Hurts
this week? It says Jalen Hurts, QB, NIR/rest.
NIR stands for not injury related.
And as a matter of fact, it says, and this is weird, limited on Wednesday and full on Thursday.
Interesting.
So if he's resting,
and apparently
why is he limited rest?
Well, apparently this is the first time this season that Jalen Hurts has been listed on the practice report as for a rest day, which led to a reporter asking Nick Sirianni at his press conference today that is this load management that why he's taking a rest day on Wednesday or what? And so then Nick Sirianni then answers a question. We'll play that for you when we have it here in just a moment. But it seems that Sirianni has accidentally revealed that there's some sort of ankle injury that Jalen Hurts may be dealing with. And he backtracked after being questioned about it and said, oh, no, it was a rest day.
So, and the curious thing is, normally, and I just happen to know this, that the injury report, the NFL wants the teams to have their injury report out by 4 o'clock Eastern, so 3 o'clock here. So the last couple days, Eagles hasn't come out to after 4 o'clock.
Long after.
I got it for you, Bill.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and hear what Nick Sirianni said at his press conference.
You haven't really seen Jalen be held back for load management before. What was behind that on Wednesday?
Yeah, he's dealing with it was on the injury report, dealing with the ankle, and just making sure we're precautious with everything.
What's wrong with the ankle? He wasn't on the ankle. I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts. It was an ankle?
What's that?
It was the rest.
That was the rest, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No problem.
I thought you were talking about something else. All right.
That explains.
No, rest.
He was talking about something else. So,
well, the funny thing is, if you watch the video, he kind of looks up at the PR guy who's next to him.
And that's how you say.
And he goes, he's on there as rest.
You hear the PR guy say rest.
Right. Interesting.
So why is that important, Mickey?
It used to be for gambling purposes. I don't know what is the purpose now.
It's also
for gambling purposes.
Yeah.
But your opponent, if you know that he's hobbled a little bit especially for a quarterback who runs the football, that would be a reason why you would not want your opponent to know that he's dealing with an ankle injury, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there's not as much running in the game plan for the Eagles this week if he's got an ankle injury.
I think sometime when you dealing with you think something done leaked out, you try to ease it out there and move it around. For that guy to question it, the rest is rest. We don't never question, we don't never question when coach say rest. But this guy questioned the rest.
So you think maybe the reporter got tipped off?
Guilty mind, yeah.
He's dealing with something, and so he's asking about the load management. That's a very good point. What an astute guy Nathan Frisco is.
Because normally when they put rest and then it's DNP,
right?
Did not practice.
Right.
Well, this one says rest limited.
Yeah.
So how much?
But it said DNP the first day.
No, it says limited.
On Wednesday?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then it went to full. So he fully rest on Thursday because it was rest, and he says it was an ankle.
Yeah.
But you want to understand is, have you ever been into come on, Mick, you've been to an NFL practice.
Yeah.
How hard, let's be honest with you, are the quarterbacks running around, it's not like the hardest practice for the quarterback position, would you say?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's not like you're an offensive lineman and you have someone physically grabbing you.
But my point is, it says rest. It didn't say DNP.
Now, what's going to be interesting is when the practice report comes out today for the Eagles.
Yeah.
If it says
ankle,
rest/ankle,
and then it'll be questionable.
Boy, Mickey, you think that practice report you're going to be waiting for it at 3:00 Dallas time?
It ain't coming till 5.
It's going to be 8:00 Dallas time before you get it today.
And I got stuff to do tonight.
What's the punishment?
There'll be a fine involved.
You could get fined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, interesting to see. We uncovered something.
Bill
getting a little went
touchy
behind
here.
enemy lines.
Oh, yeah, man. This Oklahoma team ain't living up to expectations.
We got to dig up some dirt on somebody.
Wow.
That's good.
That's interesting, yep. All right, we're going to take an early break here. Now, I've got to leave early. Now, if you two can, I got to leave by 12:40.
Okay, we'll carry on.
Oh, you'll carry on.
Yeah,
we don't have to take an early break then.
You know, I saw an interesting stat, and it really doesn't really mean anything, but somebody pointed out that Saquon Barkley has never won a game against the Cowboys, all with the Giants, and he's 0-10.
Wow. He's nice.
Now, what does that mean?
Nothing.
Because he's run for 935 yards or 25 yards already.
You know, I don't know why I just won't give up. I just think if you put your pants on, one day it's gonna click.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I just keep believing that. People say nature crazy, and I guess that's just like I say, that's that being brought up a cowboy theory that you always got a chance just because you're a cowboy. But did it mean something last week when we slowed the kid down for Atlanta? Did it mean something? People saying we playing a better offensive line this week. Look at the highlights from last week and how, the magic that he created on the field. But I just think if you really, really stop the run, and I'm going to say this every week and it's going to get old. It's going to get old. But if you just concentrate of doing and stopping the run, it's going to give you a better chance to win.
And the Cowboys are 30th in the league in stopping the run this season.
Yes. Yeah, and when it's all said and done, at the end of the day, that's what it's going to boil down to. We give teams a two-way goal.
And the Eagles are second in the league in running the ball on offense.
Yes, but they're averaging about 170.
74.
Yeah. So
174.
Yeah, so they're pretty
the Cowboys
stubborn.
are at 74.
The thing about it.
But I'm going to give Nate this, okay? And you can take it for what it's worth. They're on a 4-game winning streak, right?
Yes, sir.
They've beaten 2-7, 2-7, 2-7, and now 4-6 after last night.
Right. We'll just find out where we are.
Yeah.
We'll just find out where the Cowboys are. When I look at most teams, I look at that hope they haven't played anybody,
But they beat the people they should have.
And that's the key to all of this.
Right.
And they went and they whooped them. And
there
physically, if you watch the film now, this year here, it's been weird to me because I've seen teams physically dominate teams, but you look at the scoreboard and it don't reveal that. It's like, You know, like the first half of last night game, you just thought no way in the world Cincinnati was going to let them back in, the Ravens back into that. But somehow, some way, a turnover and 4 straight scores after that. A turnover. You were down by 2 scores, and all of a sudden, turnover and 4 straight scores, and you couldn't hardly score. And then you turned around and got 2 quick scores. So anything can happen. And what I mean by that is Cincinnati does not have a great record. They got a great quarterback, but they don't have a great record. They have a great wide receiver, but they don't have a great record.
And yet they lost by 1 point.
To Baltimore, which is a team that a lot of people think might be the best team going, although they've laid some eggs along the way here.
Now, I got to say, I didn't see the whole game. I was at the Stars game, but I did see parts. Was it interference at the end? 2-point conversion?
Yeah, it was all over him, but
I didn't think anything of it.
It was kind of high.
The thing, and I didn't really notice it as bad as what the announcers. It got depicted. Yeah, so a lot of games I just look at as an ex-player, and I'd be like, okay, well, this is luck of the draw. And you let it go, but then the announcers just hammered and hammered. Like they got to have a reason why the other team didn't win.
I'm like, when they lined up and then they called timeout before the 2, so they decided to go for 2. And then I saw Jamar Chase out wide left, and I saw single coverage on him, and I said, they're going to Jamar Chase.
And they went to the dude with the almost double coverage.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That was funny to me.
Was that for the touchdown?
Yeah. And I didn't understand the coverage for Baltimore. Now, they put a guy that was on the edge who I thought was going to jump out and double Chase, but he didn't. And so maybe Burrow thought the same thing, that they were disguising things there. I mean,
the thing about it is that Cincinnati, man, they got to be snake bitten because they can play. They offensively, they can flat out play.
Well, they did the same thing last year. They got off to a slow start, then they caught up, and they ended up 9-8.
But this year here, man, what are they now? What's their record?
4-6.
They're gonna have to make a run.
Yeah,
a serious run, and it just you can't continue to play like that. And that's what I tell people: being 3-5, mathematically you still in it, but the way you've been playing, you can't continue to play like that.
Right,
you just can't continue to play like that. So, holding on by the skinny, and he took. I thought Dak was taking some hits.
Burrow still?
Man, Burrow took like 5 or 6.
But that's been going on since he's gotten there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, it's somehow, some way you got to get some linemen to help this kid. You don't have to. I mean, you the Bengals, do what you do.
Well, they
you're
drafted,
not my team, so
they drafted one in the first round out of Georgia, and he couldn't start the season. He was hurt, and now he's in there at right tackle,
trying to learn.
But he was hurt when he played at Georgia, and he only had like 6 games in college, and so they knew what they were getting when they drafted him, that he wasn't going to be ready. So even without the injury.
So do you want to make your pick and pick the click before the break, or do you want to do it after? And then...
Burrow's been sacked 23 times this season.
Already.
I was just looking that up.
In 10 games.
Yep.
So, and that ain't counting the hits. Because they when he's threw for the touchdown, they hit him, almost broke his hip.
See, and that's even worse, right? Because when you're throwing, you're not protecting. When you're getting sacked, you can kind of protect yourself, right?
Boy. He got hit and almost broke his hip. I'm like, oh, my God.
But going back to their defense, they're 26th in the league in scoring defense. And last year they were 31st in the league in total defense. So you got to play some defense.
You're talking about Burrow just been toting his team, and it's getting old. It's getting old.
Okay. No one's picking the Cowboys to win, right?
Probably.
Who is that?
Nate will.
I'm sorry. I responded too quick.
Cooper Rush in his career. I'm making my pick here because I got to bail on you. Okay. Cooper Rush in his career, 5-1 as a starting quarterback. The only loss?
Philadelphia.
Revenge comes Sunday at AT&T Stadium.
Yes, it does.
And it was a 26-17 win for the Eagles 2 years ago in Philly. It's a 26-17 win for the Cowboys, and Cooper Rush is the pick.
You better hope they cut off Hurts' ankle. That hurts.
That's rest. That's rest.
You think I've underestimated their points?
No, but to support you, I think I saw something that at home, the Cowboys have won like 18 straight division games.
Okay.
So,
and coming into this season, they'd won how many straight home games?
Don't matter. Sunday is what counts, my brother.
They just haven't won one, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And remember 2 years ago, how was the Cowboys offense doing coming out of that Tampa Bay game? They lost 19-3.
That was the season opener.
Wasn't exactly clicking when Dak Prescott got hurt in the season opener, and the Cooper Rush led them to 4 straight wins. So Philadelphia,
but just
Houston,
remember,
Washington, the Giants.
Remember this, in those 4 straight wins, they gave up 17, 16, 10, and 10.
Okay, and that's where Micah Parsons comes into the...
Okay,
I've got 2 picks to click.
All right.
Okay, my first pick to click is Cooper, and my second is Micah.
Fresh legs theory.
That's right.
You
like my pick?
If we can play Micah maybe 25 snaps, no more.
Yeah.
So it can be 100%.
And we didn't get to Micah in the injury report, but yeah. And I think that's the idea.
Is it a did not practice, a full rest, or Micah, was it a full rest? We know his ankle.
He's limited.
Did you say ankle on there?
Let's see.
Pick, come on, let's go. Your
ankle
pick to click.
Limited.
Oh, y'all do it in the next segment.
We'll do it the next segment.
Okay, because I got to go, and thanks for filling in, Nate. That allows me to leave
my
7
pick to
minutes
click is
earlier.
my pick to click is Missouri to at least finish the game.
That's my pick to click to win the game.
Yeah,
whether Brady Cook plays or not.
No, you don't know.
All right, y'all carry on.
Thank you, brother.
Nick Shots continues in a moment.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Back to Mick Shots.
Witness the biggest boxing event in modern history at Netflix, and MVPs Paul versus Tyson and Taylor versus Serrano. Head to AT&T Stadium on Friday, November 15th, as international superstar Jake Paul takes on the baddest man on the planet. Mike Tyson. Don't miss Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano's long-awaited rematch for the undisputed Super Lightweight Championship. Limited tickets are available now at SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing partner of the AT&T Stadium, as we continue here on Mick Shot for the next couple minutes here. Bill called away on assignment, so thanks to Nate Newton, I don't have to sit here and talk to myself.
Hey, man, it's a lot of great announcers that have done that.
They have, and they've done a heck of a job, right?
Yeah.
I can think of guys that did one-man talk shows,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
As a matter of fact, a couple times I did it myself.
Yeah.
And what happens? You're scared to quit talking. Silence is deadly.
Yes, it is.
It's like, oh no, I might not have anything more to say.
But see, you all you gotta do is line up all your legal sheets over there.
And just reading off of it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll make our picks here in a few minutes. I was gonna ask you, when teams, athletes get into dire straits, you went through it. You're 0-9 in '89.
Yes.
And I know it was bad. You guys did not have talent.
Right.
But did you ever sense that guys just gave up, quit?
Yeah, some guys did. And you would see guys that, normal injury reports.
Right.
Where guys would make it back in 2 to 3 weeks. Now they were 6, 7, 8 weeks. And the guys that can make it back in 6, 7 weeks. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And I think our IR was much different back then.
Yeah, it was.
And I think once you went on it, you was kind of stuck for a minute.
No, you could come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys would go on IR, and it seemed like they would never come back. So guys had their ways of quitting, because but if they touched that field, they know it was a little bit more critical than it is now, especially for your stars, because there wasn't the guaranteed contracts that would play a big part. Or people think that, okay, he makes this amount of money, we got to give him every opportunity, this guy don't. But we saw it. It was ugly back then, because you're looking at guys and you can't compare your team to other teams. And what I mean by that is I couldn't look at my left guard and say he was very competitive. I was that way better than him because the team was just so bad. Whereas you look at some teams and you just see like, the talent just overflows. So it was ugly. It was ugly. And it wasn't much the coach could say. I mean, you can ride that. Give it your best shot, never quit, all the great speeches. But guys are sitting there looking at you like, you going to be gone before we, I'm just being honest.
You're going to be
gone. When guys give up on your coach,
right,
you can be as great as Coach Landry. But when guys tune you out because you ain't finna cut 53 guys or 60 guys, you may get rid of 20 of them. But the coach is going to fall on the coach.
But, I was looking, and I would have to see the 3-13 season. You guys had a lot of close losses.
Yes.
It seemed like.
Yes.
And so it was like.
But when you get past 4 or 5 straight losses, it don't matter how close they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you guys as media types or myself now to find that silver lining. And all of that.
I'll tell you honestly, '89 was my first year in charge of covering the Cowboys at the Dallas Times-Herald, and you got to 0-9.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there going, "There's only so many times you can kick a sick dog."
Yeah.
And then you got to figure, okay, they're just not very good. Come to that conclusion. It wasn't like this was the mistake or that was the mistake. And so I was thinking, okay, you better lighten up. But I was also thinking, I'm gonna cover history because they're going to be the first team to go 0-16.
Wow.
And then you won a game, and I'm going, now it's just a bad season to cover, right? Mm-hmm. But if you look at like in '88, you lost the opener by 3 points to Pittsburgh. You lost the third game by 2 points to the Giants. You lost to New Orleans by 3. You got wiped out by Washington. You lost to the Bears by 10. You lost to Phoenix by 6. You lost to the Giants by 8. Got wiped out by Minnesota. Wiped out by Cincinnati. You only lost by 8 to Houston, 3 to Cleveland, and then in the final game, I bet everybody did quit. It was 23-7 Philadelphia. But you had all those games that were so close.
And so was some of the guys. Name some of the guys on that team.
Well, you ended up with Steve Pallur at quarterback, right?
Wow.
Herschel Walker was the main running back.
He was the only thing we had.
Kelvin Martin was
third or fourth.
So Michael got hurt that year.
Michael got hurt.
Right. Kelvin Martin,
4th round pick out of Boston College.
Ray Alexander,
6th or 7th round pick from Florida A&M.
And the offensive line, I guess you got, I don't know if you want to call it young or inexperienced. So you had 3 guys start at left tackle: Wydell, Darryl Smith, and Mark Tuinei.
Tuinei was the elite out of all of that.
And he was just starting to play tackle at that point.
You,
left guard. Tom Rafferty was kind of at the end of
his career. Yes,
he played one more year. Crawford Kerr.
Traded him to Denver.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah.
He called everybody Daddy. And then Kevin Gogan at right tackle.
Wound up being a all-pro guard for the Raiders.
And then, the defense, Bill Bates was still starting.
Yeah, he was running around captain save a lot.
Right.
He was a special teams guru.
Ed Jones, Kevin Brooks, Danny Newton, Jim Jeffcoat, Ron Burton. Got old, right?
Yeah, we got old, man. And
right before our very eyes.
Yes, and the thing that, and I'm telling you, it don't matter what you say as a head coach. Draw up your scheme, practice your scheme, and your game plan. And when Sunday come, call your plays.
Right. Do the best you can.
Yeah, it's because everybody's struggling. You can see the strain on the coach's face, and you can see the strain on the players' face.
Yeah, when you get to that point, right?
Yes. They're not, I don't think these guys are at that point.
And this is 3-5.
Yes.
And the other thing that I think you have to consider from a player standpoint is the last thing you want to do is put bad tape out there.
Yes.
Because you're one game, one injury away from being a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to go find a job, right?
That's right.
And somebody's going to look at the tape and go, well, I ain't signing him. He quit. Or this is all I'm going to pay him.
Yes.
So I think you still got to do your job. Okay, I know you're going to pick the Cowboys. You got somebody that you need to stand out to be able to win this game.
It's a group of guys. I think our center and 2 guards have to play exceptional. Jalen Carter, he is number 98 for Philadelphia. He's nice. He'll be over our left guard, Smith, a lot. So that'll be a matchup to watch. They are stout, and the other big kid, Jordan, I think his name. They got out of Georgia. Woo,
yeah,
the other 1st round pick.
They just drafted Georgia.
Yeah, he's a heavy load, but I'm telling you, number 98, Jalen Carter, is slippery. He only has 3 sacks. They have 22 altogether. He only has 3 sacks, but he gets a lot of pressure and a lot of hits on the quarterback. Now you look at the Kobe Dean, and you look at Zach Bond. These guys got 2.5 sacks. You look at Josh Sweat, he's got 5 sacks. So it's sacked by committee.
Yeah.
It ain't no just one guy taking over. Josh Sweat has 5. So it ain't no one guy dominating the sack game. Their defensive coordinator calls a good game, a solid game. And the things that's kind of scary is we haven't seen their best game because they haven't played anyone in 4 or 5 weeks.
They haven't had to have that best game.
Yeah, so we haven't seen their best game, I don't think.
You're going to see it on Sunday, I guarantee you.
Yes, they're going to bring the fire.
All right, that's a good point. I said if they didn't beat Atlanta, I'm not picking them until they win a game.
Yes.
And so I've got Philadelphia.
I'll pick them this game because they're going to win.
27-19, and I think that, you know my theory, the more you lose, the closer you are to winning. And I think they've probably lost their 3 in a row, so I very well could be
So you got the Cowboys 27 what?
No, I said the Eagles
you get 27 Cowboys 19.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'll take, for them to win this game, DeMarvion Overshown's going to have the game of his life.
Okay.
And that's it for Mick Shots. We thank Nate Newton for sitting in, and we'll be back with you on Monday. Win, lose, or draw.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!